pull over.
Folks, it's a debate, Republican debate. I missed this, so I'm gonna get caught up here with this is the stream from Agu. You see what he says, and I have my own take on this too. Some parts I'm gonna skip because Israeli conflict. I'm gonna kind of skip that in a way, but here's it, folks.
Okay, good to know who's on the stage.
The Republican presidential debate.
It's in Miami, that's what I know.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to
The volume is kind of low in the actual footage, so I don't know.
the Republican presidential debate. I'm Lester Holt, anchor of NBC Nightly News.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Welker, moderator of NBC's Meet the Press.
Well, I'm Hugh Hewitt, host of Salem Radio's The Hugh Hewitt Show. We are now just 68 days from the Iowa
Yeah, he's a conservative, so okay.
This is when Republican primary voters will begin to
You see that in the Vivek's gonna complain that there's no not a conservative moderator doing this. So, but Hewitt is a conservative, so
determine their party's nominee for president. Tonight, we'll question 5 candidates seeking that nomination on how they're best prepared to be commander-in-chief.
well, there's 2 moderators in the mainstream media, the corporate media. But then again, that guy's a kind of a corporate guy. What's his name? Hewitt. Although he's a conservative.
And of course, how best to bring down prices impacting Americans across the country. We have 2 hours for a serious debate on the issues that matter most to Republican voters. Candidates will have 1 minute and 30 seconds for answers and the opportunity for a closing statement. Follow-ups will be at the discretion of all of us at the table, the moderators. Invoking a candidate's name or policy does not necessarily mean the mentioned candidate is entitled to a response. We want to caution all the candidates not to interrupt or speak over your fellow debaters.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Talk over each other, the voters can't hear you. And given the critical issues we're facing specifically on the world stage,
Ron DeSantis always looks like he's
every word you
constipated.
have to say. Continued interruptions may result in loss of additional questions. And to our audience, please hold your...
GOP doesn't want to unite a divided electorate. They want to dictate their theocratic ideals. They don't care what communists think. You're absolutely correct, Brian.
Applause so that the candidates can be heard. With that said, let's have a good debate. All right, our first question, the opening question, is one for all of you. Donald Trump is the first ex-president in more than 100 years to run for the White House again. And he remains popular among Republican primary voters as his challenges mount.
Yes, Brian, he
Governor
does.
DeSantis, let me begin with you on this one. Speak to Republican voters who are supporting Donald Trump. Why should you and not him be the Republican nominee to face Joe Biden a year from now?
Well, let's see what he says.
This country is in trouble, and the elites that have put us here, they don't care about you. They don't care that you're having to grapple with higher grocery prices or have higher gas prices. They don't care that your family's less secure because of the open border that's allowed drugs and even terrorists to come into this country. Well,
What
they don't
terrorists?
Open borders. There's no open borders. My God. He's right. There's no terrorists either.
I am not going to sit idly by and let this country continue its downward spiral.
There's no open borders, folks. And Joe Biden has been tougher than Donald Trump in immigration, believe it or not. So,
We need leadership, and we need it now. I'll take the hits, I'll take the arrows, I'll take the slings, because ultimately it's not about me. It's about you. I will fight for you. I will make sure to lead this country's revival, and I will win for you and your family. Actions speak louder than words. We don't have time for excuses. It's not something that we're going to be able to have all these distractions. As a veteran, I will get the job done. Now, if you look where we are now, it's a lot different than we were in 2016. And Donald Trump's a lot different guy than he was in 2016. He owes it to you to be on this stage and explain why he should get another chance. He should explain why he didn't have Mexico pay for the border wall. He should explain why he racked up so much debt. He should explain why he...
Well, he has a point though. I kind of agree with him. He should be there. Donald Trump should be there.
didn't drain the swamp. And he
But then it doesn't have to be by the polls, so maybe he's smart in that way.
said Republicans were going to get tired of winning. Well, we saw last night, I'm sick of Republicans losing. In Florida, I showed how it's done. 1 year ago here, we won a historic victory, including a massive landslide right here in Miami-Dade County. That's how we have to do it. So I promise you this, as the nominee next November...
Okay, I think his minute's up now.
As president, I will deliver.
Your time is up. Let me turn to Ambassador.
Okay, so we can go over that. Well, basically, classic Republican talking points, very, generic, nothing new. Him talking about how the border is the reason why there's so many drugs and this and that. People can, go at the water, right? Like, they can go around the border in the water. Like, second of all, the border is not the issue here. Again, he's fear-mongering about immigrants, and he's basically blaming Mexicans for bringing in all the drugs and this and that and the other. Usual racist shit, Not gonna deal with the fundamental problems of society. Just gonna fear-monger about immigrants. But I expected that. But the rest of it was just generic garbage, man. Nothing special.
Racist shit. Coming from a white racist party. I mean, it's not surprising.
But the one point that he does have over everybody else is the fact that he's actually won. Republicans lost a lot of state elections recently, I saw in the last couple of days, especially because of abortion. Banning abortion is incredibly unpopular. Many, many women came out to vote more than they usually do in order to protect their rights. And I think we're going to probably see that in the federal level as well. But, yeah, the only thing DeSantis has over everybody else is that he's recently won.
Let me turn to Ambassador Haley. Why you and not the former president?
Well, I think you look at the fact that we're almost $34 trillion in debt. 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 50% of American families can't afford diapers. 1 in 6 American families can't pay their utility bills. You have parents who are worried about what's being said or taught to their child in the classroom. There's no transparency.
They'll do economic issues and then they'll throw in that right there. Oh, parents are worried about what's been taught in the classrooms. Essentially,
We'll have to do a part 2, folks. Okay, my battery is going low on this, so I gotta do another part to this video.
they don't want anything queer to be taught in the classroom. They don't want any pro-LGBTQ plus stuff in the classroom, essentially. That is what she was pointing at there. She was right on the economy, but this is what they do. They kind of weave their bigotry into actual issues like inflation and
I think it's not just the queer stuff. It's about the history of other groups too. About African Americans. I mean, other things that are that are not taught in the schools. I mean, that's what she's talking about also. I don't think it's just the queer stuff. I know this, you know what I mean?
Wealth inequality.
We have anti-Semitism all over our college campuses, and students feel unsafe.
But you're not going to talk about Islamophobia, though.
Got an open
Anti-Semitism is all that started before this. I mean, this conflict. But now she's talking about the conflict. But before, there was anti-Semitism long before this. I mean, it actually started when Trump got elected. There was a rise in anti-Semitism. So, but now she's concerned about anti-Semitism. And he's right on Islamophobia. There's that too going on. But they're not. She's not concerned about that.
Open border where terrorists can come through. And
What?
There's no open borders. Jeez. They're doing this propaganda. That's what this is. This is all propaganda, folks.
Terrorists.
wars happening all over us, and there are dangers around us.
There's no terrorists either. It's not even true. There's no evidence of that, folks.
Everybody wants to talk about President Trump. Well, I can talk about President Trump. I can tell you that I think he was the right president at the right time. I don't think he's the right president now. I think that he put us $8 trillion in debt, and our kids are never going to forgive us for that. I think the fact that he used to be right.
Because of the tax cuts. All the tax cuts he gave to the rich. And that didn't help. Maybe because of that. And you guys supported it, so.
Right on Ukraine and foreign issues. Now he's getting weak in the knees and trying to be friendly again. I think that we've got to go back to the fact that we can't live in the past. We can't live in other headlines. We've got to
Isn't he against Ukraine, kind of? I don't know.
start focusing on what's going to make America strong and proud. And that's what I'm focused on doing. Let's make sure we pay down our debt. I think we need an accountant in the White House. Let's make sure that we have transparency in the classroom. As a mom, I know what that means. Let's make sure we secure our borders so that our families are safe. Let's get crime down because our families want to know that they can be safe no matter where they
I
are.
argue the Republic.
Crime or the let's get more of the police state.
Party is a cult now, not even a real party anymore. Them being as more radically conservative they are is making it more and more important to keep them out of office. Absolutely. They're not a political party anymore.
Yeah, the Republican Party's like after this debate, after seeing this, they're really they're the worst of two evils. So I would say that. So this guy is right, kind of. This is the chat. This guy in the chat. He's saying that it's a cult, and it's kind of a movement. Well, it's more like the MAGA movement. It's kind of a cult. But these guys are more. But this is another part of the Republican Party that's more pro-war. They're like warmongers. So I don't know if this base, the Trump wing of it, is more. It's kind of against war, I think, but I'm not too sure now. Because he's still getting, Trump talks about like bombing Iran or going into Iran. And he's supporting Israel, so maybe, but they all support Israel, even the Democrats, so it doesn't mean anything, but he's gonna double down on in the Middle East, so I don't know. And he's talking China. Sometimes he talks about China and like a Cold War mentality, and he's so I don't know. So they love Trump, so maybe it's MAGA voters. I don't know if all of them. They say they're anti-war, but I don't know. But I guess most of them are against the wars.
They're a cult. They remind me a lot of the Nazis and stuff. They're very similar in their rhetoric also. There really isn't any difference between Republicans and not like other far-right groups anymore. What's the difference between them and Nazis? Not too much now. They're very, 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 very far right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and this is why even though Joe Biden is supporting a genocide in Palestine, you have to vote for him because if Trump wins, he's going to support that genocide in Palestine, probably pull out of Ukraine, and, do national abortion bans and national gender-affirming care bans and all that.
No, man, he's not gonna do that. He's worried about. I disagree. This is kind of hyperbole. He's not gonna do that, folks. I think Trump said he's gonna leave it to the states with the abortion ban, but he's not gonna do a national, like, affirming about the He's not gonna ban transitioning. I don't think so. And this is kind of unhinged, actually. This is an unhinged comment. You talk about Palestine. He's gonna do the same as Biden, but I'm not gonna go into that. I'm gonna stay away from that. But as for he's not gonna do those. He said he's gonna leave it up to the states. Something like this. He's not gonna do bans. Like, he's gonna do another Muslim ban. He's gonna do. He's gonna do something more dangerous. He's gonna do like a ban on leftists if you don't support their ideas. I mean, I don't know if you're a foreigner or an immigrant, you don't support so-called American ideals, like right-wing ideals, and then he's gonna ban you somehow, and he's gonna go after the enemies. His political enemies he's gonna go after. But he's not gonna do what. I don't think he's gonna do things like this guy's saying. This is kind of unhinged.
He's gonna try to do genocide in America. He's gonna try to turn America into a fascist country.
No. It's unhinged comment, man. You're right. He's gonna be a fascist. He's gonna do a police state. He's pro-police. He's gonna have do more with the police. Make it more militaristic, kind of. And he's gonna, I don't know, he may even go into Mexico or do something on the border. But he's right though, he's gonna be genocide. He's not gonna do genocide here. I don't think there's gonna be any evidence of that. But it's gonna be more of a police state. You're gonna see more cops on the street. And more like harassing people. I don't know. He's gonna be really terrible. But he's not gonna be that crazy. I don't think he's gonna be that crazy. At least not. I mean, I don't know.
So whatever Biden's doing horrible, Trump will do worse.
They go.
But he's right about that. He's gonna Trump. I mean, Trump is worse. Sorry.
And as the wife of a combat veteran, I will tell you, the military needs to know we have our back, and we need to make sure that America is.
Ambassador, thank you very much.
Searching for the best Canadian cannabis, weed, reefer, Mary Jane. Look no further.
First ad I've seen that isn't bad.
Let me just caution the audience, let's not go down this road. We've asked you to please, keep restraining yourselves. It would be helpful so we can hear the candidates, because these are important issues and the voters want and need to hear them. Mr. Ramaswamy, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why would you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It is a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. Getting the Democrats.
Oh my God! You want the three biggest idiots on television, on the internet, to moderate this debate?
That's what I'm saying. But they already have They already have conservative commentators. I guess Fox News was the first one who nominated, were moderators. I think they had Fox News twice as moderated. They did the first two debates. But Joe Rogan, I don't know. Yeah, Joe Rogan doesn't know nothing. And Tucker Carlson's different. I think he would be... Actually, Carlson would be a good choice. He's wrong. Carlson would be a good choice. It's just Carlson alone. You should have brought Carlson in instead of this Hewitt guy. That's what they should have done.
Please, no. Elon is busy ruining Twitter. Joe Rogan is busy doing DMT and platforming far-right people and engaging in conspiracy theorism. Tucker Carlson is essentially a Nazi. All he has to do is the Heil Hitler thing, and then he'll complete his term.
Well, now he's more kind of a moderate. I think that thing is... Maybe that was kind of a stick when he's on Fox News. Because I don't think he really believed that. Does he really believe that shit when he was doing? Because he's more of kind of a moderate now. Than now he's on X. Like on Fox News, I think he was part of the crowd, and all of them are doing that anti-black and anti-xenophobic, anti-black, xenophobic, and transphobic and whatever they're all doing on Fox News, and anti-wokeism. That sums it up. That's what he was doing. So it's kind of a shtick. But yeah, he's still a bad guy. I agree.
He'll make it fully official. So those people officiating a debate, no. Moderating a debate, no.
Democrats have got Kristen Welker here. Do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation?
Ha!
Question, go.
That's nonsense.
Mr. Ross.
See, this is what I watched Jimmy Dore just a while ago, and he loved this comment with what this guy said, and see, you read the Mueller report says that there was some kind of like Putin they did try and influence the election. But there wasn't any coordination between Trump and Putin. The Trump team and Putin. But Trump did try and influence the elections. Definitely he wanted Trump to win. And he tried to influence it. But I don't believe in this so-called Russiagate. Like it's a big deal. I think it's like the far right and some of the so-called liberals, like the left, Jimmy Dore. See, Jimmy Dore is shilling for Trump, so though I agree with Jimmy Dore some issues, but he's shilling, and he's shilling for the Trump MAGA audience. So he's not a right winger, but he's shilling for the Trump crowd. But they did try to influence the election. But the problem is Rachel Maddow went too far. That's the problem is. That's what's the problem.
We need accountability because this media rigged the 20...
Trump, okay, there was evidence of Trump collusion. Now, we don't know hard evidence, but there's definitely evidence of him having relations with Russia.
Yep.
He's friendly with Vladimir Putin. I think his lawyer met with one of Russia's representatives. There was a lot of iffy shit going on there, and they're pretty friendly with each other. So it's not crazy to think that Russia would be against Hillary
Exactly.
Clinton. That I mean, I saw during the 2016 election, which was the first election I ever followed, because I think that was the first election I could actually vote in. I think I turned 18 at the time. I saw so many Russian bots on Twitter, on YouTube, saying all this shit. If you check out their channels, you check out their profiles on Twitter, you'll see like it's very much bot-like.
Yeah.
They have some odd picture on their profile picture. All they're saying is anti-Hillary stuff. Like, come on. The idea that there is proof of Russia messing with the election. Now, I mean, there's just no other way of putting it. There's real good
Exactly.
relationship between Trump and Putin. He's been very anti-Ukraine too.
2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with a Hunter Biden laptop story, and they're going to rig this election
Your time is up.
accountability.
They rigged the election. How did they rig the election? Who? I mean, you spawned the election, the big lie again. He spawned the big lie. I think he's doing that. Saying that the elections was rigged, like Donald Trump.
Attorney Governor Christie, why you?
What Hunter Biden laptops? Oh my God.
Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
It doesn't have to do with nothing. Hunter Biden is irrelevant, folks. There's connection with him. There's no hard evidence. There's always speculation that Biden had something to do with the government, like Hunter Biden's son. But just speculation, no hard evidence. And even the left wing, some of the so-called left are doing this speculation. Not even true.
Let the candidate speak. Governor Christie,
He's just bullying the crowd.
Trump.
Well, Lester, look, you said it at the beginning of the debate. We are dealing with extraordinarily important issues facing this country right now. We have our greatest ally in the Middle East under fire from a terrorist group that has committed to wiping them and every Jewish person in this world off the map. We have
I thought for a second he was talking about Palestine and I got hopeful, but no, he's talking about Israel. What is he talking about? Who's bombing who? Who's trying to wipe out who? It's not Israel being wiped out, it is Palestine being wiped out by Israel. This is what I'm talking about. People who think that Democrats... Oh,
Lord. I mean, that's Hamas. I mean, why would you... That wasn't the question.
I'm not one a Democrat. They're so pro-Israel. Listen to this. All the candidates right now have been pro-Israel.
Ukraine with Vladimir Putin, a communist KGB dictator who wants to put the old band back together. He's starting in Ukraine, and he's going to move to the Baltics and Poland after that. We have inflation.
He's not going to do that, folks. Yes, he wanted to do that. He announced that he wanted an empire, not a communist empire, but a Russian empire. But now they're going to sign maybe they're going to sign a peace agreement. Might be in the works. And he realized that, like, he's not going to take over. He can't, well, he realized that he can't. He could take Ukraine, but maybe. But he can't go any further into Poland. That could be a loss for him. So again, he realized that. I mean, but they're saying, but these guys want, it's like these guys want more war. Like, I mean, so now I think it's time for, they're maybe gonna sign a peace agreement, so they might end the war, Ukraine. But this guy's a warmonger. Although he has he goes against Trump. This guy's still a warmonger, like all of them. And he wants to still keep going, keep the Cold War going, folks. And what do you think? Wait till you what they say about China. That's going to be interesting.
In this country that is choking every American family that wants to try to rise up and give their children a better life. And tonight, we need to decide which president is going to be the one to tackle the big issues, who's going to make this country look once again, not just inward, but look outward at the world and say America is the country, the indispensable nation that makes this a safer world. And in a safer world, American innovation, American hard work has always been the thing that has driven our country to greater things. I'm going to be the president who will do those big things. We're not going to be small, and I'll say this about Donald Trump. Anybody who's going to be spending the next year and a half of their life focusing on keeping themselves out of jail and courtrooms cannot lead this party or this country. It needs to be said plainly.
Governor, thank you. Let me turn to Senator Scott. Senator Scott, you've said
Notice that he barely got any cheers.
win. Make your case to Republican voters.
Well, certainly, I would say without any question is that the truth of my life destroys the lies of the radical left. We need a president and a candidate who will actually help our...
What? Like, well, indeed. What are you talking about? You can see this guy's a sellout, folks.
Base solidify and attract independent voters into our party.
Do you think Ron DeSantis would try to undermine democratic values too? Some people in the polls seem to think he's more moderate than Trump, but his actions in Florida show otherwise to me. Yeah, I mean, absolutely he would try to undermine it. Like, look what he's done in Florida. He's made voting much harder. He's got rid of, basically made it being illegal to be queer. He's trying to do that. He's got rid of history, black history, civil rights history in the classroom.
Yeah, you didn't get rid of it. He kind of changed it to their viewpoint. He changed it to their viewpoint, which is not accurate. So
He's completely anti-democratic. Book bans, all that shit. He's evil, and if he gets that power, he will also be evil on a federal level. Trust me, all these candidates are evil. Every single one of them. So, yeah, he would do it.
The Great Opportunity Party is now winning back African American voters and Hispanic voters because we are working on a foundation based on faith. Our nation...
oh my God, it's not even true. Winning back African voters? I don't think so. African American voters and Hispanic? I think because of Trump, maybe. They're kind of going towards Trump. I don't think it's because of the GOP. GOP. Because of Donald Trump, for some reason they're attracting them. They're attracted to Trump. I mean, but so disgusted with the. Well, for black people, they're taking for advantage their votes. So they need to. Like they don't care about their votes, the Democrats. So you see why they're not. They're most likely they're going to Trump, and some might just even go maybe third party they're going to. Maybe we'll go for the Greens. I don't think because of the Republicans, and because they failed of the Democrats, and because of maybe Trump. He's not an ordinary politician. He's not like you guys. They're not going to vote for you. I don't think they're going to vote for someone like you, Tim Scott. I mean...
it's facing some deep challenges. It is the loss of faith in this nation that is part of the erosion that we're seeing every single day. It's restoring faith, restoring our Christian values.
Oh,
that will
man.
help this nation once again become the city on the hill. When Ronald Reagan talked about the
Ronald Reagan, you're gonna bring him too.
Matthew 5, when President
Oh my God, yeah. I don't think the MAGA crowd likes Ronald Reagan either. I mean, like, they're more into Donald Trump.
Lincoln talked about a house divided. That was smart. Our founding documents speak to the importance of the
That's
faith
divided, that's
foundation. You don't have to be a Christian for America to work for you, but
Oh my God. First, so much to address there. Bringing up Ronald Reagan and Christianity, that already turns so many people off because so many people hate Ronald Reagan. But Republicans probably like him. But founding fathers literally were fighting against a Christian country in the UK and deliberately made a separation of church and state because of that. The outreach to moderate voters, boilerplate from the party that doesn't care about representing. They want to rule, to dictate. They gave up on democracy. Exactly. The outreach is going to be all about lies and deception and them saying, oh, we're going to fight for the working class, blah, 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 all that bullshit. That's what I think they mean. But if they actually get power, hell no. Forget it. You're right. They will be theocrats. They will rule.
America does not work without a faith-filled Judeo-Christian foundation. I would be the president that helps us restore faith in God.
It absolutely works
faith
without
in each
that.
other,
It would work
faith
better
in the
without that.
future. Without that focus, none of the issues matter. We have to get back.
Yeah, guys, inflation doesn't matter. The fact that you can barely pay your bills doesn't matter. The fact that you can't afford diapers, it doesn't matter. The fact that the world is descending into a war.
Yeah, this is a clown show. Tim Scott. I mean, he's terrible. Why is he running, man? I mean,
War doesn't matter. Climate change doesn't matter. You know what? COVID doesn't matter. But you know what matters? Faith. That's what'll fix it all. Come on, bro.
To being a nation that is, in fact, the city on the hill that believes in each other enough for us to fight for that future.
Senator Scott, thank you. We're going to turn now to the challenge facing.
Yo, he got no cheers. He got no cheers. That is embarrassing. Oh, Lord. Okay, he did.
Commander-in-Chief,
But very
we'll be
little.
fielding questions first from me and the Republican Jewish Coalition, then from Kristen and Hugh. So as
Republic
we
Jewish-
move forward, the Israel-Hamas war.
okay, folks, I'm gonna end it here for part 2. I'm gonna come back with a part 2. Cause my camera or my phone is gonna die, I think. So I'm gonna come back with part 2 soon, folks.